This is London calling in the overseas service of the British Broadcasting Corporation.
I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
The pocket battleship, Graf Spee, which has been for many weeks preying upon the trade of the South Atlantic, and met her doom.
Mother dear, I'm writing you from somewhere in France, hoping this finds you well.
We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall never surrender.
Hang up the washing on the sea free line, 'cause the washing day is here. Whether the weather may be wet or fine, we'll just love along.
Das Oberkommando der Wehrmacht gibt bekannt. Ein im Atlantik operierender deutscher Flottenverband unter Führung des Flottenchefs Admiral Lütjen im Seegebiet um Island auf schwere englische Seestreitkräfte. Das Schlachtschiff Bismarck hat hierbei einen englischen Schlachtkreuzer, wahrscheinlich Hood, vernichtet.
The sinking of the Bismarck was due to the cooperation of the RAF with the Navy. And Rodney, which did some pretty work with her 16-inch guns.
Ah, this is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is perhaps the end of the beginning. But the Japanese High Command had declared that a state of war existed with Great Britain and the United States.
The German Navy, so proudly built up by that smug strategical genius, the Führer, is slowly but surely being wiped out. Now the Scharnhorst, the 26,000-ton battleship, has gone to the bottom. A not unusual result of action against the Royal Navy.
Led by a powerful British escort, the main body of the surrendered Italian fleet is transferred from Malta to Alexandria.
Signed the act of unconditional surrender of all German land, sea, and air forces in Europe to the Allied Expeditionary Force.
Back across the China Sea for the last large-scale surrender at Hong Kong, where today warships of the Royal Navy ride at anchor in the harbor.
Well, hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Gaff Major, and this is going to be a live stream where we basically do a desktop review of the April update, and so some of you might say.
And now for something completely different.
Now, it's been a little while since we've done one of these. Last time we did one was back in February or late January, I guess you could say. The reason being is we missed out on the March one because the wife was in the operation. Anyway, if I can make sure I can click the correct things. Yes, there I am in the top corner. Basically, yeah, you're going to have me in the actual office as we go through the patch notes. But first of all, just to kick things off, what we will do is we will play the update trailer. We actually have one this time, so hopefully we'll see how that goes, I guess you could say, if there's anything we can take from it. But in the meantime, I'd like to say hello to Randy Chang and Amal Crib. And also, if you are here, as always, down in the description is a link to the patch notes if you want to read along as we go along. And also there is the redeem codes that are contained within these patch notes, along with a link to the redeemer, just so you can click and collect, I guess you could say. Anyway, so what we'll do is I'll bring up the trailer and I'll get rid of all the logos in the camera, he says. And what we'll do is I'll unmute the desktop and we should be alright just to play the trailer.
Captains, friends, there's an anniversary ahead. It's been 3 years since we started early access. Let's check out what's prepared to mark this milestone. First and foremost, no birthday is good without presents. Expect special treats. Stay connected to our social media pages to find out more.
Interesting there. Hints at potential first win bonuses here for legendary tier ships. I'm usually is that a Royal Navy container, I believe? So that's intriguing. Whether there be different containers for different win bonuses, we'll have to see. But yeah, that's something worth noting.
Find out more. We are also introducing a loyalty reward program.
Now, I think regarding this, there's going to be a blog post coming out tomorrow, just expanding on what this basically means. Whether it's based on how much you play, how long you've been playing, how much you invest in the game is all yet to be determined, or maybe it could be multiple things that they be taken into account when it comes to this.
With in-game bonuses for all players. New campaign is up for grabs. Tier 7 French premium battleship Flamand serves as the ultimate reward. She's a fast battleship with solid torpedo protection that packs 9 380mm guns with great accuracy.
Now, although they're great accuracy, 15-inch guns at tier 7 is not anything particularly special. Considering a majority of cruisers can kind of angle against 15-inch guns, and there's even tech tree cruisers out there which can bow tank 15-inch guns. So they're not amazing, I guess you could say, although thank God they're not 14-inch guns, I guess you could say. And if they're accurate, maybe they might be quite good for sniping, maybe if they are accurate at range. It's also worth mentioning that it looks like the Flamand will be coming with an engine boost, so she might be quite nippy.
Home her and see for yourself. This update's ranked seasons are a perfect way to play with a friend. Coming in form of 3 versus 3 games, it's a real test for your skill.
So, was it 7 ranks they're showcasing, 200 steel if you complete it all. This is the ships of tier 4 example. 2 stars of rank, potentially maybe going up to 3 and 4 later on. So there could be quite a few stars to actually accrue through this. And now, although it's 3v3, it's worth noting that divisions will be limited to a maximum size of 2. That's something that has been confirmed on Discord by the community managers. So if you were hoping to have a 3v3 division a gameplay, unfortunately, no. We've been kind of let down, I guess you could say.
Bills starting April 14. Save the date. Research, research, research. 2 more solid American ships come as the exciting Bureau targets. Legendary tier cruiser Des Moines with her insane rate of fire, and tier 7 aircraft carrier Saipan becoming the first US premium carrier. One more reason to enjoy the spring season is the Golden Week. This year it brings themed skins for Japanese ships,
musically blurred out,
battleship Hyuga and the time-tested cruiser Suzuya. Epic NPC Man's Greg the Garlic Farm.
So immediately they're showcasing them on Royal Navy commanders, so that they are guises, they're not commanders, being there for basically the British, whether it's British and American or maybe a slightly more expansive group of nations is yet to be seen. But all three of them are showcased on the British commanders.
The blacksmith are the unlikely heroes of our latest collaboration.
Amusingly, it's showcased here as free. Now this is also kind of a tease towards is it Spring Crate, I think? But obviously that's all been blurred out as well. They've done a lot of blurring out here. I don't, just judging by the camera schemes and stuff, I think that might be the Mutuan. I think that might be the Massachusetts maybe, or something else. So yeah, there doesn't look to be anything special blurred out. They just blurred out quite a bit.
Bringing their witty voiceovers and sunny disposition to our waters.
So it looks like there's missions, requirements, battleships tier 4 to legendary, standard and arena, 4 to legendary, standard, arena, and ditto, citadels, ribbons, and it looks like they progress. So you're starting at 5, and I guess you got to close in towards 0. Also, interestingly, there is a patch symbol and a flag also showcased here. And if it's free, it's free in the sense of you can get it for blood, sweat, and tears. And honestly, I think Commander Guises for 5,000 doubloons is just, it's just overpriced. So allowing players to get them for free, if they want those kind of cosmetics, then yeah, that's fine by me. So if you have heard any kinking in the background, that's the mouse wire knocking the large glass of Shiraz that I have poured myself.
Find out how to meet them in the patch notes. Sail with us and continue turning the tide.
Well, there you go. That's the trailer. We didn't have a trailer last patch, so we got a trailer this patch. Nothing sneakily teased or anything like that. So it is what it is, I guess you could say. Anyway, we're going to drop that off, and I should be able to put the music on in the background. There we go. For the rest of the stream, we'll have this. Anyway, like I already said, down in the description is the redeem codes that are within this patch notes and the patch notes as well, if you want to read along. I mean, even with only 2-man divisions, this still enables some interesting cheesy set plays. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I mean, the thing is, I wish they went full hog and let us just do the 3v3, or they just cut it right back and said solos only. The kind of 2-man divisions, although interesting, I just would have preferred to have seen like the full-on 3v3. That'd been really nice. Brandon, 2-man divisions, yeah, unfortunately. Now I know you can only have 2-man divisions. My interest in ranked has just dropped through the floor. Yeah, no, I don't blame you, R9 DNG. I mean, when I first, obviously the CCs, we did get access to the patch notes a little bit early, and when we saw that ranked was coming, you know, allowing like 3v, well, kind of, we assumed it allowed 3v3. We were all really, really hyped, and then when they dropped the news on us that actually no, divisions are limited to 2, yeah, you could kind of feel the mood in the Discord room just kind of went through the floor as well. Also, hello Brandon, hello R9 DNG. Anyway, so scrolling on, we're going to be cracking on going through this stuff. If you are joining us now. So as always, the patch dropping on the 11th. Now it's got the usual times, 7 AM to 10 AM UTC. Obviously, there's no real differences in regards to the patch. This is the thing, like why have Xbox and PlayStation broken down into separate lines if the information that hence follows is identical? Well, I don't know what we gained there. And the same thing here, like the patch size is the same across all 4 platforms, I guess you could say, or both platforms, 3.1 gig. Now, obviously, there is a quick summary here in regards to what is forthcoming, but we kind of already seen it in that trailer. So we have 3 years strong bonuses and obviously sales. We have the French Tier 7 battleship as the headliner of the campaign, 3v3 ranked, but only with 2-man divisions. 2 epic Bureau projects. Well, we'll take a look at that as we go along. Also, loyalty reward program. That's going to be interesting to see how that works. Golden Week, which will be happening towards the end of the patch, and Viva La Dirt League. amusingly, I actually know nothing about this, so maybe someone can enlighten me. Collaboration. Anyway, so this is the typical usual arrangement, but it's nice that it kind of showcases some of the future artwork that we can kind of expect, and also there is a redeem code there that is down in the description on link to the redeemer, and also so is this redeem code. So if you have missed them, there they are. R9 DNG, time to start ranting in the feedback channel. Yeah. Running channel. I assume in a service to the solo players like myself, I'm quite excited to be a third wheel. No, okay, fair enough. R9 DNG, being that one guy on the team that's not in the division must be awkward. Yeah, basically don't let the division down if you're that solo player. Anyway, amusingly, for Patchnotes, they jumped straight in with the 3 years strong. Normally they jump straight in with the campaign or something big. Instead, they jump in with the 3 years strong. But they don't really give anything away, I guess you could say. It's kind of like really just the bare bones. Obviously, they comment that it's 3 years since World Warships Legends entered early access. We kind of knew that. Now, they do mention Windrow's 3 times first win bonus. There's also apparently a special sale and more activities. God knows what those are going to be. But moreover, they also talk about the loyalty rewards bonuses. And I think that says, there you go, a blog post forthcoming. So it'll be interesting to see what more comes our way in the future. R9DNG, Viva La Dirt is a YouTube channel about people who realise they're in a video game, I think. Oh, okay, fair enough. Randy Chang, sometimes it can be a disaster, but it's the situation I look forward to the most, hanging out in the looking for a division tab. Now that's just trolling, isn't it, Randy? Anyway, obviously on to the French lovely battleship, apparently. So she's basically a Richelieu class battleship, but they stuck another turret on the back. They rather than have an aircraft carrier, well, aircraft hangar, I should say. As we've kind of already seen, she comes with 3 15-inch guns. Well, 3 turrets, a triple 15-inch gun, I guess you could say. Engine boost consumable. Apparently, something about her torpedo protection should be quite good. Furthermore, looks like she might have maybe a slightly improved AA complement, and the Richelieu, it isn't anything to really turn your nose at when it comes to her AA capabilities, so that could be quite interesting. And then also we got some just comments here regarding the shells, I guess you could say. Great AEP penetration, shell velocity, allowing for very accurate shooting. Now actually, this is one of the ships that I did not bring up in my cheat sheet, so if you just bear with me, I'll just bring it up on my cheat sheet. Basically, I just want to go through what the pros and cons are of the Flander over on PC. So just bear with as I quickly scroll down to the battleships. There's Flander. Let's have a look. So Flander over on PC, what are her pros and cons? Pros: good main battery traverse speed. Well, that, to be honest, fair enough. That's going to be useful because you actually have a turret that will have to occasionally do the odd 180. A good main shell velocity AP penetration. Yeah, that's kind of been, that's been commented there. Apparently her HE should have a good fire chance as well. Heavy secondary armament with a good base range and fire starting capabilities. Well, there you go. They're all chunkers on the side there. Largest hit pool. We'll have to see when the numbers come through. Very good torpedo damage reduction, powerful long-range AA defense. Not too surprised because all those turrets are dual purpose. And apparently quite fast. I mean, over on PC, she has an unmodified top speed of 33.5 knots. So you chuck on, if you wanted to, you could put Gepetti inspired by Fraser, or you could maybe do, is it Louis de Funès with Velarucius, inspired by Gepetti and Bruce Fraser, and then you got your French engine boost. So that could be really, really quite good, really quite fast. Downsides though of the Flander is that apparently she has a main battery reload speed of about 33 seconds over on PC, and for a 15-inch battery, if she retains that over here on World Warships Legends, that's going to be quite detrimental. I mean, considering that a 16-inch gun on some tech tree ships can actually reload quicker. Poor main battery HE output, so the HE, although maybe a good fire chance setting, not a lot of damage coming out of that. High AP, downside to the AP. High AP penetration can lead to over penetrations on lightly armoured targets. So it's going to be one of those ships potentially where you're going to have to pick your ammunition very carefully. Also, like I've kind of already alluded to, quite a small gun caliber for tier 7, so she obviously will struggle against certain cruisers when angled, or even some of them can bow tank against her. Also looks like she has a huge turning radius and a very slow rudder shift, so that's obviously, she's going to be very good in a straight line, but trying to maybe kite her or something else, try manoeuvring around islands and stuff could be to a disadvantage. Now her AA, although very good at long range, is quite terrible at mid to short range. So you're going to be able to scare aircraft away initially, but once they close into your short and mid range AA bubble, those aircraft are probably going to get away with minimal losses. As usual, she's covered in the typical French 32mm of armour, which is going to be very easily penetrated by a lot of AP and semi-armor piercing ammunition types. I'm mentioning semi-armor piercing because obviously we do have the Italian battleships, and most people do like to use brawler builds with those. Now over on PC she does lack the engine boost consumable, however over here she looks like she will be getting the engine boost consumable, so that's interesting. And obviously she has over on PC she has one less repair party. Whether that's something that will also translate over is yet to be seen. So the Flamand, I mean, she seems French. It's the best way to put it. I mean, obviously we had the champagne. I mean, it's no Jean Bar at the end of the day, in my honest opinion. It's probably going to be another kind of, it's going to be all right, I guess you could say, but probably nothing that I'm super excited about. Crib, same amount of secondaries as John Barr on the sides, but base range of 7.6, turning circle is at 910 meters, the same size as HM's Hood. For some reason, I always remember the turning circle of HM's Hood. Anyway, regarding the campaign, oh, I forgot, I haven't turned on my beautiful face. There we go. I better put the logos back on. There you go. I haven't been paying attention. Obviously, we do have this breakdown of the rewards. Which, that's the visualization, I guess you could say, and then we have the actual breakdown. So, without amateur backing, what are you going to get? That's going to be interesting. Single accommodation, 1 insignia, 13 promotional orders. That's about it. That's probably what I'd be excited, well, intrigued about. So really, that's quite pitiful returns, really. Obviously, campaign is confirmed to be 100 milestones over 5 weeks. Now, there is going to be a catch-up mechanic. So, unlike this patch where we've had to basically grind each week in turn, we can actually catch up with this one. Now, usually when they do catch-up mechanics, that usually implies that the ship is probably slightly less desirable, or very desirable. I mean, it's really hard to say, because with the Minotaur, they obviously had the catch-up mechanic, and they really wanted you to grind her out over the Christmas period. So obviously they were trying to make up for some of the holidays, I guess you could say, people not being able to play so much. But then with the Brandenburg had catch-up mechanic, Summers no catch-up mechanic, and then we have the Flander with a catch-up mechanic. So it's interesting how they do this kind of like back and forth maybe. Anyway, don't worry, I will do the Go Compare. But as it's confirmed, total rewards without empty backings, 15,507 doubloons worth of value. Now, with an empty backing, 2,500 doubloons, so that is staying the same. You do get the additional rewards. So what are the additional rewards? Well, only 750 doubloons. As always, they're getting a bit skimpy on what they give you back. The reason being is they've tried to move doubloons rewards that you get back into other items. So in this instance, probably going to be some doubloons available in ranked, probably a higher reward. But also free accommodations, free insignias, and 27 promotion orders. Obviously you get the Flander, but really everything else is just the usual gumph that you're kind of used to. Now, everything including amity backing, so basically the total value of the awards is 67,648 doubloons, and the campaign can be purchased for 27,250 doubloons. But why would anyone want to do that? Anyway, as always, I always promise you this, I do my Go Compare. So here is the history of all the campaigns that I have been able to record in regards to the value of the rewards without amity backing, with amity backing, the difference, and the percentage of that difference as well. So, as you can see, April 2022, it's well below average. And you can kind of see for the past 3 patches, the value of the rewards has been pretty, is the best way to put it. We're not as high as we have been previously, and yeah, we are below average. So, a little bit disappointing there. In regards to the total amount of rewards with amity backing, again, we're below average. I mean, in comparison to the most recent patches, we're actually, yeah, we're down. I don't think, when's the last time a campaign was this low? October 2021 was lower than this one. And then you've got to go right back to October 2020, I think, in order to find the next one that is lower in reward value. Oh, wait. No, March 2021 was also lower. So, yeah, it's definitely a below average campaign, and to be honest, maybe that might hint that it might be a below average tier 7 premium ship in all honesty. Now, the difference seems to be a little bit above average. So, obviously, the difference between what you get without amity backing and what you do get with amity backing, yeah, they're skimping back on what you're getting with amity backing, well, without, I should say. So, you can see that difference is above average. So, again, they are moving more stuff into with amity backing probably to try and entice you to obviously purchase amity backing. Of course, when it comes to these values are what the values that Wargaming puts on it. So at the end of the day, they kind of dictating the price and then telling us what it is really. And obviously the percentage difference of what you would get. So the percentage of the total amount of rewards that you get without amity backing is 22.90%, which again is below average. It's more than January 2022 though, and it's more than November 2022. So again, it's not drastically out there, is the best way to put it. Anyway, that's the Go Compare, and as you know, always keeping track of this. Obviously, I don't track individual specific items, but I do track what they call the overall sum of it all. Oh, where are we? Running Chang, Bismarck is 7.5 if I'm not mistaken. Fair enough. I'm Griv. At 7.6 in PC stats, we can assume there will be lower for Legends. Most certainly, Griv. I hope the loyalty program will reward us a big chest of insignias and accommodations. I can't really do anything with my 500 promotion orders. Maybe a promotion order conversion 100 for an insignia. To be honest, I'm surprised they haven't started introducing that ability to convert promotion orders into insignias into universal accommodations. I mean, it just makes sense as obviously the commander tree in the game gets completed and more crowded with event commanders. Or maybe that's why we've seen a lot more commander guises recently. I think, yeah, they're going to have to start doing something, or even allow us to purchase other items with promotion orders or something like that. Anyway, ranked season, obviously they're hinting it's been tripled, and they see, yeah, they're referring to the 3v3. Now it's interesting, there's going to be 3 seasons of ranked, and the first one starting on April the 14th. So that is the Thursday, the first Thursday of the patch. So it's starting off pretty quickly. How they're going to space them out, I suspect they're going to try and maybe cram them all in at the start, maybe do 14th to the 18th, 21st and 25th, 28th to the 2nd, maybe just try and cram it all in, and then that way it should free up, yeah, because then that would free up the following week for Golden Week. Yeah, that would make sense. I think that's what they're going to try and do. Anyway, as always, no carriers, 1 destroyer per team. Now obviously it's not mentioned here, but divisions are limited to only 2 players, even though it is 3v3 ranked, and tiers are tier 3 to tier 5. So unfortunately missing out on that very nice tier 6, which I would have much preferred. Now there will be providing a detail on, I'll look at the prizes and stuff next week. Yeah, they're going to have to. I mean, if it's going to start on the 14th, they're going to have to crack on and show us what's contained within, apart from steel and doubloons anyway. So, Des Moines, the first truly actual heavy cruiser for Legendary Tiers coming to the game. And then also Saipan, the second Tier 7 premium aircraft carrier is being made available in the Bureau. Both American ships, amusingly. So Des Moines is, I believe, an actual ship. There you go, commissioned in 1948. And yeah, she's just an evolution of the American heavy cruisers, and therefore she kind of carries on having all those heavy cruiser traits with the auto reload turrets, quite capable armor scheme as well. And we kind of covered most of these pros and cons in Wales Weekly, but if you want me to quickly go over them, she has a really good rate of fire. For example, over on PC, her rate of fire is 5.5 seconds reload. And that may be obviously slightly subject to change for World Warships, but you can expect something within that ballpark. She obviously has high shell arcs, which allows her to shoot over islands. She has possibly a capable AA defense. She also has the typical American heavy cruiser super heavy AP, so obviously it means that you're more likely less likely to bounce depending on the angle of the target. And yeah, it looks like she's got quite capable armor scheme and also surveillance radar. But obviously, downsides with those high arcing shells, it's going to take time for those shells to reach the extremities of the range. No torpedoes, potentially sitting maybe partially above waterline, but we're going to have to take a look at that. Also, potentially she may have a poor torpedo defense and probably not the most agile either. Brandon, Des Moines is the thing I'm excited about. I don't blame you. I mean, she does look like almost like a legendary tier Baltimore, and I think that's something that does certainly intrigue me. It's just going to be interesting to see what her agility is going to be like. Anyway, so we covered off all that. So let's move on to the Saipan. Now, the Saipan is quite... I want to say like an escort carrier. What's she actually classified as? Well, she's a light carrier, is the official designation. High-speed light carrier, based on the hull of a Baltimore-class cruiser. Okay, yeah, so she's not that big, let's be honest. But yeah, now she's quite an interesting one in PC, because I think she has like aircraft from the tier above. So it's going to be interesting how those aircraft obviously work over on the... over on Board Warships Legends. But apparently she has quite a good top speed, potentially of about 33 knots. Also, probably better concealment. Now, amusingly, over on PC, she is at the same tier as the Lexington. The Lexington over here is on tier... No, it is tier 7. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a bit of a brain fart there. I'm thinking of the Ranger at tier 5. So, yeah, so it looks like she's going to have better concealment compared to the Lexington. Also should have quite a capable mid and short range AA defense, probably a good late war AA defense as well. Now she should have, well, the aircraft should be probably harder hitting but less numerous than the Lexington would be my take on it. Very high potential damage output with all plane types. Torpedo bombers drop 4 torpedoes with each attack run. So yeah, we're going to be dropping a lot more torpedoes than some of the other nations. However, Saipan, obviously she's a light cruiser. Well, she's a light carrier, I should say. So she's probably going to be quite fragile with low health and poor armor. Probably not the best long range AA as well. It does look like she's lacking any heavy flak, especially with a bullet. Also, very long aircraft restoration because of how hard those aircraft hit, and probably small squadrons as well. So yeah, and maybe not a lot of reserves. It's going to be interesting to see how those kind of affect the Saipan. Morrisov, hello. We're doing well myself. How are you doing? Hello, Ronald Mountcastle. Hello, Pixelmug as well. Pixelmug, my problem with Des Moines is that the main batteries are not dual purpose. Other than that, definitely going to be going after it once finished with the gear. A dual purpose 8-inch gun. Oh. I mean, did they ever make a truly dual-purpose 8-inch gun? I don't think they ever did. To be honest, 8-inch guns probably not the best anti-aircraft capability there. Roland Matt, are there any buffs or nerfs? No, actually, amazingly, this patch there's no buffs or nerfs. It's a couple of quality of life changes at the end, but no real buffs or nerfs. And we're end of May or June will be the earliest when the new Bureau ships will sail out. It's sad that we can check the ship stats in the Bureau, but you have to finish the project. It's sad that we can't check the ship stats in the Bureau. You have to finish the project to check it. Ooh. Well, obviously, fingers crossed. I don't know if I will be able to live stream, but obviously, hopefully the CCs will obviously be teased or given the opportunity to sample these ships, and so what we might grab some screens captures or something of the Des Moines before she's even touched or kitted out, and then those can be shared if that is of interest. Dang was hoping for some buffs. You were hoping for some more Vanguard buffs. That's what you were expecting, isn't it, Ronald? Anyway, so that's the Saipan. They confirm that she has the ability to drop 4 torpedoes per drop, which should be more than any other tier. Well, any other torpedo aircraft of her tier. But yeah, I think we've already gone over that. So, Golden Week. So, Golden Week, as I kind of mentioned, is a group of holidays in Japan at the start of May / end of April, which obviously turns into basically a week off work, which is, rather unique for Japan, being that they don't take a lot of leave, is the best way to put it. Anyway, so it has been confirmed that there'll be new Golden Week permanent camouflages for the Hyuga. He says new Japanese Tier 5 premium battleship. For more information, see more new ships basically. New Golden Week permanent camouflage for the Tier 7 premium cruiser Suzuya. Suzuya herself will be available for 750,000 Globe XP starting April the 11th. So let's see. April the 11th, that is on the day the patch drops. So yeah, if you missed out on the Suzuya, she is basically being made available for Globe XP straight away, which is very interesting. Now, the new Golden Week 22 crate that hides credits, commander progression items, and the following Japanese ships: the Tier 3 cruiser Iwaki, the Tier 5 premium battleship Hyuga, the Tier 6 premium destroyer Shashia, and also permanent camouflages from Golden Week for the Yamato, Kongo, Suzuya, Hyuga, and a Shashio. Now, I think the Shashio, the Kongo, and the Yamato Golden Week camouflages will be the same as the ones that we got last year, is the best way. Anyway, in regards to the rest of the Golden Week content, it becomes available on April the 25th. So how does that fit in with my concept? So, patch drops on the 11th, we have the Suzuya straight away. The 14th to the 18th is going to be ranked probably 3v3 tier 3. 21st to the 25th would be ranked probably tier 4, 3v3. 25th of April, Golden Week content drops. Would they try and cram tier 5 3v3 ranked in from 28th to the 2nd, or would they might put it off maybe a little bit? You never know. Or maybe they might space the ranked seasons out a little bit. One in the first weekend, one in the third weekend, and one in the fifth weekend. That might be what they do. Try and break it out a little bit. That's assuming it's going to be weekend sprints anyway. I mean, it could, for all we know, they could maybe make it like full-on weeks, but I don't think there's enough stars there really to justify making it a full week. So, Spring Crate. We've kind of seen it teased. It's in red, is the best way to put it. Let me see if the containers are out. Yes, they are out. Okay. So let me just put that in there. There you go. So the spring containers have actually already been teased. And we also have the Golden Week containers. So good news. So let's expand both of these and take a look. So big spring crate. Slot 1 of having... So what, is there gonna... is there any more expansion here? Okay, so basically there's 3 slots in each container, and the drop rates seem to vary between each slot, with it being somewhere between 12 and 13.8% for 175,000 credits for 2,000 global XP, for 12,500 Commander XP, for 5 Type 3 camos, and then things change. But why isn't a Type 3 camo more useful than a Type 1 or a Type 2, in my opinion? Because a Type... I don't know. I would have thought so, but yeah, it's okay. So the ratio drops down to 6.4% for 5 Type 1s and 5 Type 2s, for 5 rare ship XP boosters, 5 rare credit boosters, 5 rare commander XP boosters, 5 global XP boosters, rare battle boosters. 10 promotion orders is only available in slot 1. So basically you're going to be getting... Yeah, these are all limited to slot 1. So more than likely you're going to get something like this and some gumph, or just loads of gumph. Probably just going to be getting loads of gumph, or guff is the best way to put it. But yeah, in slot 1 you could get 10 promotional orders, or 7 days premium count, or 1 commendation, 1 insignia, or 1,250 billions. You know what? It's not worth it. Don't buy these, chaps. God's sake, just don't do it. It's your money and do what you want with it, but I'm telling you, don't do it. Just don't. Anyway, there's also premium ships which will be available, and the drop ratios are really, really low. And why would, if you wanted these premium ships, why would you waste money on crates? Just buy the bloody ship. Anyway, yeah, so the rare item will basically fill all 3 slots. Yeah, there's a little bit of explanation there, but it's pretty straightforward. Anyway, on to the Golden Week 2022 crates, which will be becoming available on April the 25th. 23% chance of getting 20,000 global XP, 1.2 million credits, 22% for 6 promotional orders, 8% for the tier 3 wacky. That's quite okay. So probably if you're going to be able to pull the Iwaki quite easily, potentially. 12 promotional orders, an insignia, Golden Week camouflage, or Golden Week skin or camouflage, 9%. So that's basically 9%, but obviously you got all of them in there. Golden Week camouflage, yeah, so you got the Congo, the Shasha, the Yamato, the Tsuyu, or the Hyuga. Also universal accommodation for 3% and 2% for the Shasha or the Hyuga. So that's quite a low chance rate, I guess you'd say. Let's see. Oh, there you go. So, oh no, I want to keep that. Okay, I won't be able to highlight it. The container uses a guaranteed system. You are guaranteed to receive a ship in your 40th crate if you were unlucky. 15 containers for the Owaki. So basically, you're guaranteed the Ishashi or the Hyuga on your 40th crate if you don't pull a ship. However, it's 15 crates for the Iwaki, which is quite interesting. Each time you receive a ship from the container, the guaranteed counter resets. The guaranteed drop can occur as long as there's still ships that you don't have. So obviously, if you already have the Owaki, you're going to need 40 crates of those. But if you say you already got the Ishasha and the Owaki, you know it's only going to be 40 crates to get the Hyuga or something like that. So that's an interesting one. Anyway, I'm quite surprised they've got the containers out already. I mean, it's good that they've done it, in all honesty, and obviously it confirms that Spring Big Crate is going to be red. So, Viva La Dirt League collaboration, as some of you chaps have let me know, it's something to do with some YouTubers. Come on, make the CCs into guises. Go on, I'll make it a bit more fun. I'd be up for that. I mean, if you can do random YouTubers from somewhere else, why not do us? I mean, the thing is, they're giving them away for free, so I'm sure you chaps would quite happily get CC guises for free. Get yourself the major or whoever you so wish. Anyway, I don't really know too much about this, but I guess the main thing you can really know is special patch and flag, obviously through those missions. 3 commander guises, obviously through those missions. As we saw, it's tier 3 to legendary tier in standard and AI, and one of them is has to be done in battleships. It looks like there's going to be 5 missions in all that you need to grind to get each of the individual commanders. And once you grind out, say, all 15 missions, then you get the patch and the flag. Obviously, when you toot your horn, you shoot up a signal flare, you get your fireworks when your legendary skin activates. Obviously, people can just turn this off if they so wish, using the in-game cosmetic options. But one thing to note is that the tracers, which will be coming with this, are blue. If you are intrigued what colour the tracers are going to be. Personally, I'm not really too fussed about guises, but I can understand the maybe the interest in them. I mean, I can appreciate it's a bit of a cosmetic thing, but bear in mind people can turn it off. But I think the price of them is just too high. Really, they should be a lot less. Having a couple of free ones like this, I think, is quite nice, though. I just wish you just didn't have to look at them sometimes. Anyway, new ships as update. We had it teased the Japanese tier 5 premium battleship, the Hyuga. Now she's quite an interesting one because she's got 6 turrets. You can see 2 there, 2 there, and 2 at the rear. Amusingly, I think one of these was actually converted into a battle carrier, I guess you could say, where the 2 rear turrets were removed and the rear tripod removed, and the back of the ship made into a flight deck, which is quite interesting. Let's see. Actually, I'm just going to jump into the chat. So we are. Mecha Man. Hello. Saipan, aka a mini midway, will be interesting. Yeah, it will be, because amusingly, does that mean that Saipan could be the testing of aircraft for a legendary tier aircraft carrier? Crib, I'm still waiting for the ultimate Vanguard buff, Thunderer. Yeah, just the Thunderer module that you can just equip whenever you feel like it. Fixmug, I know it isn't feasible, but I can dream, Major. This poor Yank can dream. Fair enough. I'm trying. Sometimes this game seems built for people who only feel alive when setting money on fire. Yeah, no, I can appreciate that thought. Fixmug, I feel like if the Major ever turns into a guise, but I feel like the camera will gradually shift into a Union Jack, growing more defiant with each enemy German ship sunk. Oh god, it would be amusing to record the voiceover for it. I'd have to go full on beans out the British, I guess you could say. Criff, Viva lad, there is a note at the end there. The missions will be available for credits, so it's not free. Oh, let's have a look. Oh yeah, the content is obtained for a special mission that's available for credits. Oh, great. In-game credits. Oh, just let the players have something for nothing, please. Just once. Like, if you're going to try and keep pushing guises out, at least let the player base maybe sample some for free, you know. Let them sink their teeth into them a little bit, just so they can get and just to see, you know, try and entice them. Credits, oh God's sake. But there's only one thing that this really means, and we've seen it recently, is that they're doing quite a lot of these things for credits, and what this really means is there's an oversaturation in the amount of credits that the player base has accrued, is generally their opinion. And so every now and then they do these kind of like credit syncs, but at the moment they just haven't, for me anyway, from my point of view, they haven't actually released a credit sync that actually gets me excited, unfortunately. Anyway, Huanghe, no, not the Huanghe, the Hyuga, pardon me. So obviously 12 14-inch guns at tier 5, so it's not really that amazing really. I mean, 14-inch guns at tier 5 is pretty normal. Obviously if you wanted to have a nice battleship, you want 15-inch guns at tier 5 if you can. But yeah, she's just got a lot of 14-inch guns. She has the same amount as the Fuso. So nothing special really, I guess you could say. Now, obviously there is some blur there about the Hyuga. Obviously there's some comment in regards to her being fitted out with a flight deck on the on the aft as well. But we'll go through World Warships PC pros and cons of this Japanese battleship and see what we potentially expect maybe over on World Warship Legends. So, good damage output for a battleship with 14 inch guns. Better concealment than her half sister Fuso. Has a reload booster. There you go. Interesting. Main battery reload booster at tier 5. Now, apparently she has decent torpedo defense, but ironically that's not actually listed as a pro over on World of Warships PC. Okay. Alright, well, the main battery reload booster could potentially be of interest, but you might have to get quite broad, potentially, to get these guns online, which means that potentially that main battery reload booster may be a detriment to your ship, because in order to use it, you're going to have to sit your ship a bit more broad for a bit longer, if you're trying to play like a kiting playstyle, which means that you might get hurt quite hard if you're doing that. And there's one of the reasons why I've never really liked the main battery reload booster on the Vanguard, is because in order to use it, you're tempted to keep your ship a bit more broader than you normally would, and then someone just catches you out. Obviously, it's a playstyle thing. But yeah, obviously they talk a bit more about the ship down here if you are interested in her historically. But yeah, she's up to 1932. Yeah. Anyway, we also have the Anshan. Yeah. Anshan, tier 5 premium Pan-Asian destroyer. Looks... What's she based off of? Yeah, she's Russian. I thought she was Russian. She's based on a Ganevi. She's Chinese as well. Okay, fair enough. Pros and cons. Yeah, we do have pros and cons. Let's see. What can we get here? Oh, okay, interesting. So you can choose between deep water torpedoes and regular torpedoes. That's an interesting one. And that's it. That's her trick. That's her feather in her cap. That's about it. Let's have a look over on PC, see what we've got. Apparently she has a decent health pool for a destroyer her tier. Okay, torpedo range 8 kilometers over on PC. Could be less over on Legends. The ability to pick between the torpedo... wait. Both torpedo sets have a decent reload time and speed. Okay, so basically the torpedoes have reasonable reload regardless of which ones you pick. Unlike the option to pick the torpedoes seems to be new to her. There's not really much to say about this ship, really. Let's go on to the downsides, really. Turret traverse speed is going to be pretty garbage. High explosive shells have a very low chance of setting fire. Okay. Looks like potentially with the difference between the deep water torpedoes and the regular torpedoes, looks like they're probably going to have different ranges. There's some comments here that I'm seeing in regards to some very short range torpedoes. So there's potential that maybe the deep water torpedoes might have a very good range, but the regular torpedoes may have a very short range, which means you might not be able to stealth torpedo. Yet to be seen over on World Warships Legends what she actually has. And maybe a slightly improved AA capability. Yeah, we got some medium anti-aircraft capability there, so maybe. But that main battery is most certainly not dual purpose. So Ashan, doesn't really excite me. I'll be honest. There's nothing really there for me to go, ooh, it's a bit... It is what it is, really. It's just a Ganevi, really. So if you get excited about a Ganevi, but if you don't get excited about Ganevi, this is just dull. Anyway, Rangi is an evolution of the Fuso class. Belongs to the I can't. I know I'm saying it wrong. I am being fully honest. For me, the update's completely trash and punch in the face for 3 years of heartful play through the game. It's a little bit lackluster. Could certainly agree with you there. I'll talk about maybe why it might be lackluster. Obviously, we know that with World Warships Legends, they have like a schedule of works that they're doing, and obviously they have their main development team in St. Petersburg in Russia. Anyway, with current world events, I mean, I'm having a stab in the dark here, but it's potential that with the current world events and wargaming moving out of Russia, they might have to redo their development team or relocate their development team to a new office. And this is obviously going to put a little bit of a spanner in the works in regards to development time of things that they were developing. So there's potential that what they've done is maybe they've wound back the schedule just a little bit. So basically, rather than, say, having 3 fully crowned patches, maybe they've decided what they do is they're rationing it out a little bit, and they make it last for, say, 5 patches or something like that, just to stop it kind of drying out. I mean, if you give the player base the option of having 3 fully packed patches and 2 empty patches, basically where nothing happened, or 5 maybe mediocre patches, I think the player base probably pick the 5 mediocre patches. Anyway, that's me just having a wild stab in the dark, really. It might not be that might not be the case at all. It could be that, yeah, they have actually maybe dialed back a little bit for other reasons. It just seems a little bit of a coincidence, that's all, because even I do feel it's a bit in regards to like the rewards are a bit there's not really much going on. Yeah, it's not the best 3rd birthday. Let's be honest, of the early access anyway. These updates are planned long ago, but don't forget that maybe I'm kind of like covered very similar to what I've been saying. Right, Jang, maybe the loyalty program will make up for some of the seams missing here. That's the thing. Even though the patch notes are a bit mediocre, I guess you said, there's a lot of content which is kind of hidden still. Like the ranked is kind of hidden, and also the loyalty scheme. That's all hidden. That's all coming out in its own dedicated blog post. So we'll have to see. Alright, there's just so many American premium ships, and now legendary Alaska, Des Moines, Montana, Gira, and other nations. Whereas other nations like GB and Germany and have one ship. Disappointing. Yeah, no, I do agree with you, Mara. There, I do feel your pain there. But at the end of the day, I kind of feel that maybe Wargaming is pandering to their main audience, which is the United States, and well, my YouTube statistics kind of backs that up. I think pretty much the majority of my audience is the consumer market from North America is the best way to put it. And so that obviously probably does reflect in maybe some choice of ships, I guess you say. Hello, Sax. Hello. I'm a Criv. Shan on PC, normal torpedoes only, Type 2 Soviet 4km hard hitting or 8km less powerful ones. Here we get the option to choose between deep water or normal. Yeah, no, that seems quite interesting. Also, a paper, Shan, has the best AA from the free Ganevi versions. Oh, interesting. Alright, I still wait for Graf Zeppelin or Dido or Zao in time. And I'm a Criv chipping in with Druid, and I want to chip in with Daring and Goliath. I mean, this is the thing, there's some Neptune, there's plenty of ships that I want to see. So it's just going to be, let's see how how things go. Obviously, they've already got their modern stuff, so it's just a matter of implementing them. Obviously, we've had like Cossack 38 teased, we've had Colbert teased, so we know they're still working on stuff. I mean, you have to remember that Des Moines was kind of teased in April last year, so it's taken a year for them to actually round out the Des Moines from the interstellar mode that we had last April. Mobile. I don't even know how much my audience really play the mobile version of the game, but there's some minor changes that have been happening on the mobile version of the game as they probably continue to push it forward, I guess you could say. It's obviously quick commands in battleships with 2 presets, map selector pinging, battle log, camera movement import, improved performance, optimized water effects, and heads-up display elements that now appear before battle begins. Okay, fair enough. But at the moment, it's certainly obvious that the mobile version of the game is not ready for launch. It's not really fit for purpose. It's still being tweaked with. It'd be interesting to see when it goes for full release. Would be the thing to say. At the moment, it's certainly still in testing. Bug fixes. There are some bug fixes here. Again, a lot of them are for mobile. But yeah, to fix the problem with torpedo ballistics, there was sometimes a gap between aiming sector and the actual position of the torpedoes at long distances. Torpedo aiming cone was sometimes missing after players disconnected and then reconnected back into the battle. Okay, fair enough. Weird behaviour of underwater shadows in the port. Never really noticed that, but amusingly, we are changing port. It's kind of teased here. So yeah, we're changed to the Japanese port, which would make sense. It's Golden Week, and we did have, I think it's Hiroshima. Is it Hiroshima or is it Nagasaki? It's one of them. It's one of them. Is the port background that we're going to be getting in the next patch, and it has been teased. Where else are we? So maybe the shadow effects are just in regards to the new port coming to the game. Commander guise menu, sometimes taking 2 attempts to open it. Okay, rare failure of division leader, but basically when being promoted between PlayStation 5 and PS4 users. Promotional screen not loading in the game, launch screen if the internet connection was lost and then regained. And then there's also some mobile fixes, fixing an issue that caused the game files to be re-downloaded in iOS devices, ran low on free space. Rare crashing from touch input, overloaded on startup. Battle results screen elements sometimes overlapping, play setting buttons and misalignment in the main menu. The campaign and missions tab overlapped with currencies tab. Okay, yeah, it just seems to be some minor tweaks. Then there's also some other stuff. Amusingly, probably if you're a mobile player, this is probably one of the most important items of news. UK ships are now researchable. Also, spawn points on the Atlantic and Two Brothers have been slightly reworked, but this is the thing. I would love them to put a picture here. Like, just show us what you changed. Why is it we always have to wait until the patch drops and then try and hope to play those games and then try and go, has it moved? What's changed? I mean, sometimes. Also, some image load and acceleration on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Yeah, that's been needed. That's been needed. It's been a bit recently. Anyway, that is all of the patch notes. We are all gone through them all. Don't think I missed anything, but obviously, feel free to shout if you've got any questions and stuff. Ronald Mancastle, do you think the AA range should be increased and its damage on some ships because of the Russian aircraft? Honestly, I've been playing a lot of cruisers recently, and I haven't had much issue with the Russian aircraft carriers. However, I should caveat it, I have been playing my AAA cruiser build because I've been wanting to punish players who've been playing carriers recently. So I haven't really necessarily experienced it without an AA build that much. And honestly, I probably haven't experienced many good players in Russian CV, so I think maybe that might be a matter of time will tell, but more than likely, rather than them buffing the range of AA to counter a single nation's aircraft, what they're more than likely to do is just nerf those aircraft. So maybe if they are quite strong, you could see some future changes to the Russian aircraft carriers. Probably next patch, it's always just a matter of case of letting players get used to them, things like that. Mara, it's either of those. It is the Cool Navy build of Yamato. It was one like April last year. That's November. Anniversary update. That would be August. Let's see. Did they tease it in this one? Or is it older than that? No. I can't remember. It was either Nagasaki or Hiroshima. Maybe let me just check. I think it's Nagasaki. Yeah, it's Nagasaki. Yeah. So the future port's Nagasaki. Yeah. Right, we can obviously finally have a sip on the wine. Well, if anyone's got any questions, obviously feel free to shout out. If not, we'll listen to the Siegfried line and then we'll sign off. And as you've probably seen, I'm in my office. I wonder if I can maximise the webcam. There you go. So we've got that's Exeter painting. Then we got the British Navy, and then we also got the diagrams of ships. Behind me, you can see my longsword as well. Also the barrel of my Kakano. And yeah, bookcase filled with bookies, I guess you can say, and a bit of Lego on top. And you can just there you go. Pride of the Royal Navy, HMS Hood. Which one of your drawers is a drawer of shame of unfinished models? Oh, the unfinished models all over here. So, I mean, for example, right, there you go. Got a Daimler Armour car that I need to crack on with. Got a lot of Warhammer 40k. This is in the pile of shame as well. Trying to see. Oop. So that's in the pile of shame. And then we've got quite a bit of Warhammer 40k in the pile of shame as well. Let's just grab the hanger. That's it. So also in my pile of shame. Got a Vulture gunship for Warhammer 40k. Work in progress. Oh. Let's see. Oh, many thanks, Ronald. And fingers crossed for the Loyalty Dev blog. Yeah, fingers crossed for tomorrow. Brandon, I forgot to mention that I'll actually be going to Des Moines in July. Ooh, get some photos. That'd be nice. Get some photos. I'll be quite interested in seeing those on Discord. Vegas, hello. You caught us at the end when I was supposed to be taking questions, but instead we seem to be taking a bit of a tour of my office. But yeah, any questions on the patch notes? If not, we'll have to sign off shortly. I mean, we've streamed for over an hour just on the patch notes. I'll stop there, I think, and I'll say obviously look after yourselves. Who do we have in the chat? I'll keep the camera nice and large. Let's see. So obviously going away back to the start of the chat. I'd like to say thank you to Randy Chang, to Amal Crift, Brandon ABC, to R9DNG, to Brandon to Pixelmark, to Ronald Mountcastle, to Amara Sov, to Mecha Man as well, to Salty Sax, many thanks, and also thank you to Vaz. What's the biggest ship model you have? Well, I kind of already showcased it. We'll bring it back. Yeah. Yeah. Hood. Asian's Hood. My favourite. Oh, yeah, that's the largest. Oh, thank you, Randy. Anyway, okay. Obviously, I'm rewatching the stream there. There's got a bit of lag. Mara, I hope to play with you again, Major. Well, yeah. If you can, as always, the Friday live stream, the division is open, so you can always join in. And yeah, it'd be good to have you join in as the silent support as always. Yeah. Oh well, look out for yourselves, stay safe, stay well. Have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and a good night, wherever you are in the world. How long did it take you to build? HMS Hood, I did... She came in 9 bags of Lego, and so I did a bag a day, but then I did 2, so a little over a week. About an hour per bag, so about 9 to 10 hours work. That's nice. I think I saw one similar at the hobby shop, so it was on my mind, laugh out loud. Fair enough. Right, I should really sign off now, chaps. So obviously, if I look after yourself, stay safe, stay well. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. Until next time, I'm Gareth Major, and back to the port.